Hello, everyone. Today is Petra with us. And Petra, in two sentences, what was your business idea and how does it change the world?
Okay, my business idea was to help startups who would like to scale with sales support. So if I help many startups, many of them will scale. So this is one to few and it's scalable.
Excellent. So, uh, what do you see that startups are lacking at the beginning, or what mistakes are they making when they start with their?
Basically, early stage startup usually love their product and they are all over their product, which is super great and fine. And they know their product very well. Many times they forgot about the buyers, that buyers are specific, different, and then there is some protocol how to work with buyers, and they don't spend time on that, how to understand buyers. So they spend time with product and maybe with investors, but actually the product is done to solve the problem of the buyers, and they don't spend much time understanding the buyer.
Mhm.
And once they do, they need a system because they don't have time to do every time differently and specifically. So yeah, this is, let's say, in a nutshell, the biggest challenge.
Mhm. And that's where you came into the game.
Exactly. Yeah, here I came into the game.
So, how do you work if I'm a startup and want to work with you? How do we start? How does it look when I'm working with you?
So there are different options how to work with me. One is do it yourself. So I have already, let's say, a package when you receive a template, a workbook, a guidance, a video course, and my digital twin as your coach.
Mhm.
Um, which is coached actually, it's trained on my principle, my beliefs, my sales approach, and my understanding of the buyers,
Mhm.
and nothing more.
Mhm.
So this is do it yourself, and all the others are like consultancy and coaching, when we agree on specific, let's say, goals, the traction of the customer, the I don't know, the length of the sales cycle, or the specific revenue target, whatever they have or they would like to have, or just the beginning set help us understand how to build a scalable system, and we start from there. Yeah, and of course they receive some materials which are pre-prepared, and then we work as consultants on an hourly basis, or on a monthly basis, whichever is better for them.
Mhm. And who decide? Do you suggest or do they decide how they want to work? Is that about the money? Is that about the impact? Or how much, I don't know, time and energy do they have to put in?
Yeah, basically, they need to put some energy in, yeah, because I don't have a secret pill to give them in order to to build a sales system, and that their buyers will just line up. So there is amount of time they need to put in as a I believe in founder-led sales and early stage startups, because they need to understand their buyers and then build up the story around. So yeah, we agree on the time that they have, so it can be do it yourself and it's there, and then we can do regular check-ins, or we agree, let's say, in these 2 months we will work on this specific problem based on the discovery that we agreed upfront. So we use 2 hours to agree where we are, what they know, what they want to achieve, how is this possible, how much time they will put in, what resources, what people will talk to me, and then we agree on the roadmap, how we will come to that goal, and what check-ins, what tools, whatever we will use on that path. Um, if this is when they come along, and many times they come through accelerators or VCs. So the VCs came and said, "Look, we have a good startup, help them." So there are different paths how startups came to me. There are also some that just come, click, and they work by themselves. So there are different options. Yeah.
Okay, but for you, what was the moment when you went from this idea in your mind to that breakthrough? Okay, let's make it real. Was that a moment, person? What was the trigger for you?
I think it was, it was developing in me, because when I was working, basically I worked first for IBM and then for Microsoft. But in Microsoft, I was running different, we said, these champion programs, when I was of course, I was a sales leader, so I had to coach my team. I was leading the partner group where I have to coach and consult with business partners, how to move from on-prem or cloud, how to develop cloud business, SaaS business, and so on. So there was this idea, and I also ran a group of how to educate sales leadership from our customers base to use Microsoft, let's say, technology. Yeah. So there was kind of an idea to train and teach and consult sales leaders and also the business partners. So I was somehow always there, yeah. And I like reading. I read a lot of sales books here. All of them are there. I was writing on LinkedIn before because it was something that I like to think about and improve and grow. I also connected with my Australian friend Graham Hawkins when I was back in Microsoft because he was doing this what I'm doing right now, and I was, let's say, motivated by him and his work. So, but it was not really okay. Now I have to do it. It was just life went through, and then I was running digital transformation and IT transformation in Medinska Knjiga, which is one enterprise company in Slovenia. And I was running digital sales transformation as well there. So again, coping with the processes and people and technology. And all this came together in the moment that I said, okay, now, I have the idea how sales system in a nutshell should look. And then what skills we need and what technology we need. So tool set, skill set, and mindset. And I start putting everything together and, start coaching.
And if you would begin again, would you change something? What was the most I don't know, things that challenge you at the beginning the most and would do differently today if you would start again?
I don't know. I'm almost 3 years now doing this on myself, myself, so on my own. I'm not sure I would change yet anything. I have some wishes, so that I would have more people or more resources, or coming from corporate world, I know how idealistically something should look like. The landing pages, the funnel, also the course materials and everything. I know what is the corporate look like, yeah. And this is something when you are on your own, you cannot have it, yeah. So this was the one thing that I would say to myself maybe at the beginning. Okay, it's okay, yeah, let's go and just do it, and then we will work on that. But it wasn't so hard, yeah. So I realized immediately that if I want to help someone, it's better to help them. So better be done than perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So you are working with US, Australia, Slovenia. What is different between these countries or entrepreneurs from these different countries?
I mean, in Slovenia and let's say Balkan countries, we have smaller startups. Yeah, so smaller, and Australia or UK, they are just the bigger at the beginning, or they have more funds, or and also what we discussed in the ecosystem. And I just heard one investor saying last, I don't know, a month ago, they are more bold. Yeah, startups founders are more bold when looking for investors and when talking to customers. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. Otherwise, we are eager, although we say that our startups are less eager here, because we all want to have some free time. This is what I heard as well. It's 3 o'clock, let's say something from our day. If you decide for startup, this is full-time job. So, but I see a lot of startups, young startup founders, dedicated, eager, ready to work. They are innovative. They find ideas. This is what I like working with startups, because they want to grow, they want to know, they want to try, and they are okay to try, come back, and we find maybe another solution. It's not like plug in and it works.
Yeah.
So it's very dynamic energy, which I like. Yeah.
Excellent. What was the most surprising thing in this entrepreneurial journey, in good or in bad way?
Yeah, I mean, let's say that there is one one bad that won't be everything good, although I like it, yeah, till now. You are more on your own, yeah. So working in a team, you are part of the team. yeah, many times. And when it's some wins to celebrate, you celebrate with someone. When you are your own boss, you celebrate with yourself, maybe tell someone, but it's not the same like working on the project.
Okay.
So this is when I work with startups and we put some milestone in, I somehow encourage the celebration, because this is something I miss, but it's many times due to distance, it's remote, so it's not the same. Yeah. And this is something which is, let's say, different. Yeah. Otherwise, I still like it.
Okay. What was the best business advice you received, or the worst one, and what did it change for you?
The business advice, yeah, I mean, basically was this: not better be done than perfect. Because being 20 years in corporation, you want to have everything perfect, and I was not used to have it manually or on my own.
Mm-hmm.
So this was, I think, the best advice: better be done than perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The worst advice, I don't know. Yeah. Not yet. I don't know, because I think I still decide for myself. I don't cooperate so much. It's not a big business, so I couldn't screw it up a lot.
Okay. If I was am a startup and I want to, I don't know, uh, how would you suggest me? How do I start?
With the business idea.
Yeah, I have some idea and I want to start something. And what do you suggest? How do I go to the business? How do I approach it? So
Yeah, validate the idea first. I mean, I also, there are also incubators for that. Yeah, so you can always, first of all, ask not your mom and your friends who will say you are super great and perfect, but go and talk to, the ones that your solution could solve. So we call it later on ICP, or early customer profiles. But if you are solving something for, I don't know, marketing managers or CIOs or whoever is your potential buyer for whom you will solve the problem, choose few of them, ask them, pitch them the idea. However you will be pitching, don't matter, and just get some feedback. Yeah. And the first idea is go out and validate many times with different roles, not only once, because then you will receive group thinking, and the group thinking will be either yes or either no. So try to really find different profiles on different levels, maybe different size of the companies, or also different age, if possible different geography, as we started the discussion how different we are. And go there and talk to potential customers. And this is something that I encourage every founder to do: talk to your potential customer as much as you can, because this is the best you can get for developing your product and features, to knowing how you will grow, because the end goal is that those users will use.
Mhm. So, what about your sales booster framework? Uh, can you explain a bit how does it work? What is it? What to expect? You said a bit about it, that there are different levels, but a bit more in depth. How does it
Okay.
work? Look.
Yeah. Basically, when I was thinking, how to summarize something for non-sales people, also for sales people, because sellers also, we know some, we have specific roles, and we never looked at the landscape as a holistic one. So like a go-to-market, what is it? Yeah. So I said, okay, let's think about how to structure that step by step. So if someone starts and has no knowledge, they will see this component for component business model, and they will build on that. Yeah, this is not when you cross value proposition, you move and never go back. Everything you can go back, but you have your map. Yeah. And I divided this into 3 phases: positioning for profit, which is basically positioning the ideal customer profile, your value proposition, customer competitive advantage, key benefits, and so on. I guide you how to define that, how to test that, what is important. Then also we talk about dream avatar, which is the fears, hopes, desires of your potential buyers. You have to test that. Yeah. because the messaging then, so this is the first phase when we have the foundation, we go to the communication part, which is marketing for growth. So which channels, how we communicate, where are our buyers once we know who they are, where are our buyers, and how to work on that communication channels. Yeah, so TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, I don't know, how to start conversation, how to grow the conversation, how to measure everything. We in this communication and channel layer, we also touch partnerships and different models, how partnership works, what is important, how to choose ideal partner profile, what is the partner management topics, that you don't just sign agreement and think, oh, they will sell for me, because then it's, it's the effort. Is it 30% for me enough? What kind of effort I need to put into it? Yeah, so do I need to think about marketing, enablement, some services? Everything needs to be listed down, so we know what kind is the effort, and whether I can do it because I have customers in that segment, or it's not worth for me. Yeah, and I can say yes, but then I will sell nothing. Yeah, so there is a partnership module in it, and then the third module in this second phase is actually the buying process. I want to talk about buyers first, because many times people come to me and says, help us with sales process. Okay, explain me what you know about your buyers. I, of course, guide them, and then we set the sales process. So the sixth stage is the buyer's process. We talk about everything about there. And once this is set, we said, okay, now we are ready for execution for scale. And this is the phase 3. And usually we start with first 2, we work on those 2. And then execution for scale goes with sales process, with pipeline management, with a CRM, with stages, with, everything what we have there. Then is the 8th model is about performance management, the KPIs, which are changing. Of course, we set some KPIs at the beginning, but KPIs, OKRs. And also when we employ someone, or when we want to have some payment per success, we discuss different payment models here, so attached to the KPIs and strategy of the company, which at the beginning is the number of new customers, later on is maybe churn, or I don't know, sales cycle or services or whatever, it depends on the business. And then the last model is more about productivity, because when I work, and it's not just sales related, whenever I worked with different teams, we are all too busy. We all never have time. So there are some productivity hacks, of course, related to early stage startups, how to organize yourself, how to organize calendar, how to work through tools like, I don't know, whatever tools we use, Slack, Teams, blah, blah, blah. How we, let's say, we have some teaming agreement in it. Then there are some tricks like, have like, I don't know, probably you heard about the rule 1-3-5. So 1 big thing that we need to do, 3 medium, and 5 small. And there are little discussions that we do in productivity module. And this all together, and also in module 7, we have a sales playbook where we learn how to put objection handling, what are the stages, what are key benefits. So if we want to employ somebody else, if we want to hire whoever, we have everything ready because we are building it through the process. So there are different, let's say, small tools in each model, depends how deep we go. And this is what, let's say, they can receive. In do it yourself, they have the help of Petra AI, my digital twin, who is trained on exactly that. And so instead of calling me and asking me, they can chat and attach and do it in the middle of the night when they want to do it.
Okay, great. Well, I like it. It's I think a lot of entrepreneurs, not just startups, entrepreneurs lack this map. What you made here, they are all over the place, and I think this gives them clarity where they want to go, and this way you help them to really do the things that need to be done, not just to be working and without the outcome.
Yeah, they have something they can return to, like like a map, something they know, and they go, okay, what they need to do. So they have the whole picture, and then they can go deep into each when they come in the process or they return to it. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I'd like to talk a bit about these communication channels uh,
Mhm.
because there was a few months ago, one colleague said to me that LinkedIn is the most fake social platform, that everybody is cheering for everyone. And I said, okay, that's great because we know the struggle. What do you think? How do they differ, or what do you think is uh, the difference, for instance, between LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube? I don't know.
I mean, different people spend time on different platforms with a different reason. Yeah.
Hmm.
So basically, I said that go there where your buyers are if you go from business reasons. Yeah. So if you are, I don't know, if I would find that a lot of startups would, be and follow me on TikTok, probably I would move into TikTok. Yeah. And don't go to two platforms at the beginning. Start with one and build there. Yeah. I was at LinkedIn because I had my corporate life there, and I had kind of my identity is there, so I started with LinkedIn and I'm fine with it. Yeah, of course it's changing, but basically it's still a business platform. People come here not to shop. That's why I don't I don't say go and just sell. There are still a content. They don't wake up and say, okay, what will I buy, and go to LinkedIn. But there are people who go and check for the reference, for building trust. If somebody wants to work with me or somebody else, they go and check my profile, my feed, my comments, and first layer of trust can be built without synchronous communication. Yeah, it's asynchronous because they can check everything, and you just now you send the LinkedIn link and said check this person, and then go, of course, and talk and see and so on. So I think LinkedIn is still a business platform where people build trust, and of course you will check them later on. um, when I teach, I also show that for YouTube people usually go and say how to. Yeah, so they go and get some advices how to. I go to YouTube for the same, any personal thing I have to repair or whatever I need to do, I go to YouTube. And right now I asked ChatGPT, and then he put me link to YouTube, and again I go to LinkedIn, and I mean to YouTube, and check the video. So a different platform has different reasons. I see also with tech startups, Reddit is high. So there are some subreddits where people go and actually drive this with different profiles to spread the communication also on Reddit. But there are experts, let's say there. Yeah. So if you are an expert and you want to be a thought leader in some specific area, I think you have to build up on things like Reddit. Yeah, I don't know if it's Reddit the one, but and they are different. Yeah, whatever you are selling, sellers needs to be where our customers are. Yeah, so they spend more than 6 hours per day on phone. They spend a lot of time on social media, so we better be there. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a picture on my presentation when I show these shopping windows, from the city centers.
Hmm.
Sometimes it was important to have your shopping window in the most crowded street. It's still important, but for us, our shopping window right now where we need to be are different platforms. So the question is, do I have my shopping window there or not?
Yeah. So, you have been in business for years, and is it the best time ever to start a business today?
I mean, whenever I ask founders this, it's never, the best time. Always is something. Either is war somewhere, either there are some tax regulation, there are, some weather, COVID, whatever, or we are too old, too young, or pregnant, or, I don't know. So it's never the right time. It's just, if you want to do it, go there and try, and if not, go back to your previous life. Just it's one life. Try it.
Okay. Uh, I want to talk a bit about hiring or working with people, because startups usually they have different number of founders. How do you see that? Is this important? How many founders are there, and how do they hire people at the beginning? Because I think there is a lot of I don't know, mistakes that people do at the beginning with hiring the wrong people or hiring too fast
Super.
or too early.
Too early. Yeah. So yeah, the number of founders, it's like, if there is a right founder for you and you have pretty much the same mindset and you can agree, of course, go. The important thing is when you go to investors, don't have another job and ask them for money. So if you will not invest everything, no investor will invest in you, I guess. Yeah. So it doesn't matter whether you are one or two. Just depends. And if there is more, it's better that they are different, not all techies, but that there one is a little bit more sales oriented by default. Yeah.
Mhm.
One is more tech or one is regulations. I don't know, depends of the business. So, don't go in everything the same because you want to build up this team. Yeah. So it's inclusion, but it's also differentiation, which help us. This is about the numbers and how it is. Yeah. The mistakes with hiring, if they hire too fast and if they hire too senior people for startup who never work with startup and they give them some money, I wouldn't hire them. I know myself, I was at the corporation, if somebody was hiring me at the beginning and I wouldn't be aware of that. Yeah. uh, I'm not capable of doing it. Yeah, because in startup you have to do everything from from invoice to to cleaning the office, to maybe you don't have an office at all. So now once I'm on my own, I'm doing everything. So don't hire people from corporate jobs for early stage startups with the high payment because they've never done it and it's hard for them. Yeah.
Mhm.
They were used to different stuff and they're super great when you need to scale from 1 to 10 million, let's say, or when you need to build a system or a team or whoever. But for these first days or years, there are different profiles.
Okay. How do you hire for your purposes?
Yeah, I hire per project basis. So I hire actually. I have one guy from America living in Argentina, working with me now for a year and a half almost. And he's a great guy doing everything from copywriting for preparing with me, but really understanding my business and sales booster framework, and my approach. So I was following him on LinkedIn. We had a call. We started small, and now we grow up. So actually, I hired on LinkedIn.
Great. Yeah.
And also the other ones doing some small jobs for me, I usually hire from LinkedIn because I don't have time really to spend on different platforms while working, because also on LinkedIn I don't spend much time because I spend as less as possible.
Mhm.
And for some other jobs, it's per project based. Yeah. So either I use Upwork or something. That I do the skeleton, and then I need an expert to to give me the feedback and to finalize and to do the details because I'm not really detailed. And people love when I was writing something and there was no chat GPT. Every second word was something wrong. Yeah. So.
Great. Is this one of the things that you would suggest for the entrepreneurs, that they don't have to be perfect? You also said that better done than perfect, and is this one of the things that most people or a lot of people uh, hold back? They hold back because they think it's not good enough yet, and they
Yeah.
want to make it perfect, and they never deliver or start.
Yeah, I think this is something, and the saying I actually heard from Satya Nadella from Microsoft, better be done than perfect. It was also in his book. So it landed there with me because my idea was always, no, you have to train hard, you have to be perfect. And it was like, what? The CEO is saying that? So it took some time to resonate. It's not always there, but at least, yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah, I think there are two things why people don't start. One is, of course, the fear of failure, that they have a steady job or something, and
Mhm.
this fear of failure can be economical and also personal, like, pride and ego and so on, which is also many times not letting us try because we have a good job. Why should I leave it? What would the other say?
Mhm.
And the other one is that, yeah, people, when they already started and they are there, they don't launch, or they don't put the landing page out, or they don't do the event because environment will not be perfect, or they don't have this discussion like we are having because the back side is not okay, or I don't have a perfect hair or whatever. Yeah. So those are things that are holding us back many times. Those two, let's say, I see as most important.
Excellent. Well, half an hour is gone. This. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I would like to encourage everybody, to don't be afraid of buyers. Yeah, there are people like we are, and we are buyers as well. And really focus on your buyers' hopes, desires, needs, where they are, how they think, how they breathe. Know them a little bit better than your product, or at least as your product, because it will be much easier to help them. I always say you have your product to help them be better, to empower your customers, not for you to have it at home. So if you want this product to go out, help them take it, and people will take it if they will clearly understand it, that they need it and how they need it. So spend some time understanding your buyers.
Excellent. And if you want a map how to do it and scale it, go to Petra.
Press. Press the button. Yeah, of course, you're all welcome.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this talk, and have a good night.